Alright guys, this is Kendra with True TV, and I'm back with another video, y'all. I know y'all have heard about what is going on with Cjsocool and these allegations that Jalea is still saying has happened, y'all. And let me tell you something. I got the affidavit. I found it online from a TikToker. And let me tell you something. This affidavit is crazy. Like, CPS has been called several amount of times on Cjsocool, but it states I think about 4 or 3 cases in here. One with the laxative that he had given to children, another one with Jalea, and then it just talks about his court proceedings and why Cjsocool attorney Gallo believed that royalty and Jalea is making these accusations against him for financial gain, YouTube views, etc. Right? And that's all stated in this affidavit. But the thing that gets me that's in this affidavit is the reason why this case that Jalea made against CJ was still open during the time, and even though it had been closed, the reason why it was the case stayed open so long with Jalea and Cjsocool allegation was because of an incident that happened prior, or was reported prior to CPS from one of the children back in April of 2018, stating that Cjsocool had molested her as a child of 3 since she was 3 years old. So we're about to get into that article. We're about to get into that. But right here, it shows you that on January 27th of 2025, the allegations that Jalea had made against Cjsocool was declined and was not substantiated in court, as it says here, cannot be proven beyond reasonable doubt. So they closed the case. It is declined. It is now closed, right? But what kept these allegations going was, at the time, was because of a CPS case that was reported back in 2018. So this document, if you see the affidavit, it is not in order. It is not in order, and if you read the affidavit, it will tell you that, right? It's not in order, but if you get the actual audio, the audio will give it probably in order verbatim of the occurrences when the allegation was placed against him and all the other information that came after, right? So we're going to get into this affidavit, right? So it was SUV officer Daisy Rodriguez who did the interview of this child, and she spoke to this child on June 4th of 2024, which I'm assuming this child was Jalea, right? Because this is who it was allegedly supposed to be about. All right, so now Rodriguez is allowing you to see why her investigation and why the case was against Cjsocool was held open by Jalea due to this incident that happened, or this allegation that happened against CJ on April 6th of 2018. So it's going, who did this interview, this forensic interview, was back in 2018. She's going to give it well, this is basically what Rodriguez wrote upon her investigation. So she was like, upon doing some research regarding the family, Detective D. Rodriguez found that there was an investigation with the Child Protective Service regarding a child making sexual abuse allegations against Cordell Brady back in April of 2018. The children were forensically interviewed as a result of this allegation. The investigation was closed and unsubstantiated, right? They found nothing, right? So they're going to now go into the investigation back in April of 2018. She goes, on April 6th of 2018, CPS received the following information, right? The following information. It says the child reported this. Child reported being molested every day by the mother's boyfriend, Cordell. Cordero. Sorry, I don't know why I'm calling this man that. I guess because it's child's name. Cordero, since she was 3 years old. I didn't even know Jalea knew him as far back as 3 years old. So this was crazy to me. It was like, wow. So the child stated that Cordero had been molesting her every day by her mother's boyfriend Cordero since she was 3 years old. The child stated that Cordero had touched her and her sister now, her and her sister as well. The child sorry y'all, I went all the way back up. That's why my eyes left me and went up. God forbid, but yeah. It said the child been molested since she was 3 years old. The child was scared to tell as the mother is going to get mad at her. So she said she ain't tell because she thought her mother was going to get mad. This gets worse, y'all. This gets worse, y'all. It then goes on to state that she was scared to tell because her mother was going to get the child and her friends. So the child told her friends, and her friends were scared to tell the teacher. Right? And the child stated that Cordero, Cjsocool, had been touching her private parts and that he'd been sticking himself inside her. Right? It said the word, I ain't gonna say the word because this stuff is disturbing. Right? And it says that the mother, this is the crazy part. It says the child said that the mother is there in the same room as that she's being sexually assaulted in, and lets it happen. She said that the mother is there, right, in the same room and lets him do it. Do you hear me? And says to the child, the mother told her, if she tell, she can no longer get cool things, y'all. It says it right here. The mother said if she tells anyone, they cannot get cool things anymore. They said that the mother was allowing him to abuse her child for cool things, y'all. This is what this is saying. Do you hear me? This is some sick. So that would say that the mother prostituted, allegedly. But this is what it's saying. Let the child get raped. This is what this is saying. That the child said, y'all. Said that if she tells anyone, they cannot get cool things anymore. The child stated that Cordero is molesting her every day. And the last time he touched her was yesterday. Yesterday meaning April. At that time, it would be April 5th, right? And so the child stated that he had touched her and the child before, but she cried, so he stopped. So the child said he touched her before, but she cried aloud and he stopped doing it to her. But then the child indicated that the MGM, whoever that is, knows the mother's, I don't know, I'm going to not even put that, I don't know, MGM, whoever that is, knows about it and said that as long as he takes care of them, he should be able to do anything he wants to them. Oh my God, you know this happening in my mother's family, and that they said a man can do what he wants in his own home when it happened to my mother. This is some sick stuff. Do you hear what I'm saying? They knew that he was molesting the child. Now, I'm not saying this transpired. I'm saying that this is what this affidavit said at the time that the child said. That the child said that the MGM knew about it and said as long as he takes care of them, that he could do whatever he wants to them. That is so terrible. This is crazy. Child told her friends. So the child told her friends that there are a lot of guns and AIs, 15s in the home, and the guns and the children can see them and they have access to them. Sources does not know if the guns are loaded. So the child didn't know whether or not the guns were loaded. They just know that it was guns, and maybe that was also the reason why the child was afraid to speak up, and that thinking that they would be harmed. All right, allegedly, right? Then Rodriguez, the SUV officer, says, I reviewed the forensic interview of which were completed on I always forget the dates, January, February, March, April 10th of 2018 by forensic interviewer Matt Thorold. All right, so Matt is the one who was the initial one who did the report on April 18th. All right, and the child was 10 years old at the time of the interview. So this child was 10 years old at the time of the interview. And this child that was 10 years old at the time of the interview in April of 2018 said he had been molesting her since she was 3. And the family knew about it. The mother knew about it. She was afraid to tell because the mother would get mad. The MGM knew about it, but said as long as, you know, he take care of the family, it don't matter, let it happen. This is crazy. Okay. Oh my goodness. Which means I would hate my mother. Like my mother, because she was sexually assaulted when she was little, hates her mother. She loved her mother but hate her mother because her mother allowed her stepfather to do that to her. So I know all too far well about this situation. This is crazy right here. Crazy. So then, okay, so it said she was 10 years old. So when the child was asked, okay, at the interviewer, when the child was asked at the Child Protective Service office, when the child was asked why she came to talk today, the child stated that someone lied about something and she had to go there. So this don't even make no sense. The child said that somebody lied about something, and so she had to go to the precinct or go to the CPS office because somebody lied about something. That don't even make no sense. Somebody lied about something. The child said this. Now, mind you, this child is 10 years old, able to articulate. So that don't even make no sense why a 10-year-old would say, well, somebody lied about something, and so now I'm up here with you speaking to you about this. That don't even make sense. So I'm going to speculate in my own speculation, allegedly, that he must have been cheating. And as a result of his cheating, he lied and said he did, and she found out, and this is why she here. Okay? This is why the child is making these accusations against him. Now, allegedly now, I'm just saying, because what the child said don't make no sense. The child literally says, they asked the child why, the child was asked why she came to talk today. The child, right, this blank spot is the child's name, stated that someone lied about something and she had to go there. She had to come to the office to see the detective to talk about this allegation of sexual abuse. The child was asked what her mother said about her going there, about her mother coming to the facility to talk, and she stated, right, they asked her what her mother thought about her going here, right, going to the facility to talk, and she stated that 2 couples lied about something that she does not really know about. Make this make sense. 2 couples lied about something that she does not know about. Now, if I was the officer, I'd have been like, what are you talking about? 2 couples lied about something that she does not know about, that she does not really know about. 2 couples lied about something that she does not really know about. Y'all tell me in the comment section what y'all think this is, because this ain't making no sense, y'all. This ain't making no sense. Okay? All right, let's keep on going. This child said 2 couples lied about something that she don't really know nothing about. She does not really know nothing about. The child was asked about body safety. So they asked her, the detective, Matt, asked the child about body safety, right? Your no-no areas is what we call them in our family, right? The no-nos, places that nobody should touch, right? Your mouth, your hair, your chest, your private parts, right? No areas. So the child was asked about body safety. This child is 10 years old. It was asked about body safety. The child stated that no one should touch or do something to her breast, her bottom, or her parts that are her parts where the pee comes out. out of. So the child let them know wherever you pee at or poop at or your chest, nobody should touch. The child stated, now hear this right here, and this is why this case was closed. The child stated right here at the bottom, the child is empty spaces where they whited out the child's name because they minors. The child stated that no one has ever touched or done something to any of those 3 parts on her. So when they asked the child, y'all, about body safety, the child proceeded to say, nobody should touch my chest, my vaginal area, or my butt. The child then proceeded to say, well, nobody did touch those 3 parts on me. Right? The child stated no one has ever touched or done something to any of those parts on her. The child did not disclose sexual abuse. Was 6 years old at the time of the interview. So the child was 6 years old at the time of this interview back in 2018. Wait a minute, what? Wait, I'm confused. 10 years old at the time of the interview. But she was, no. So she was 10 years old at the time of what? 2024? I'm confused. Was 10 years old at the time of the interview of when they were investigating. These years don't make no sense, because at the time of this April, she was 6. It says sexual abuse, was 6 years old at the time of the interview, did not disclose sexual abuse, was 9 years old at the time of the interview, did not disclose. So they're giving the ages of the children, okay, at the time of the interview. Okay, because this will happen back in 2018. So 2018, the child would have been 3 years old. The child, at 2018, the child would have been, these days, I guess they talking about the children's age. One was 6, one was 9, and one was 10. Is that what they're saying? So each of the children's, the 6-year-old said at the time did not disclose any sexual abuse. The 9-year-old at the time of the interview did not disclose any sexual abuse. And the 10-year-old, I'm assuming at the time of the interview, stated that no one has ever touched or done something to those 3 parts on her. This is why it was closed back in 2018. So, okay, so Officer Rodriguez, right? Officer Rodriguez on 6/4/24 at approximately 12:14 hours, forensic interviewer Matt Tollett, however you say, Thorold, conducted an audio video at the Nevada Children's Advocacy Center. What follows in a summary of the interview, which was recorded digitally entirely, later uploaded. Recently heard that something has been happening to her. All right, so this was the case about the recently heard that something has been happening to her little sister, but it had nothing to do with her ex-stepdad. She was referring to, this was a case that they had tried to bring against Kamari, trying to allege that she did something to the baby. So they got all these cases in this. Stated that the baby was itching, stated that she was approached by her daughter. She was seeing social media was accurate, and noted that Cordea was a famous YouTuber. Bedroom at night and touched her butt and boobs under the clothes, inappropriately touching her younger sister. This was alleged. Advised Cordell CJ, who can't come into her bedroom at night and touch her butt. Stated that the child advised that CJ Cordero CJ would come into her bedroom at night and touch her butt and boobs under her clothes and grind on her. It is not known if Cordero CJ did anything to himself, such as masturbate during the act. Oh my God, stated. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so there was an allegation on April 30th of 2024 that was, then it's blotted out. She was seeing a social media, an accurate lot of their life and broadcast through social. So I guess they're talking about the girl again. Listen, this is crazy. Y'all can go ahead and read this. I didn't want to read that out loud, but I was thinking I was reading something. It was determined that the alleged acts was taking place in 2018 to 2022. Stated 2017, then resided at the residence. They gave the residence to 2020, and they resided. Okay, and stated that in 2018, Child Protective Service showed up at the residence and questioned the child about CJ touching her inappropriately, to which at the time the child did not say anything due to her being afraid something would happen to her family after CJ Cordell threatened her. Child stated that the case was closed by CPS, contacted CPS after referring to the incident in which they told her the case was too old to reopen or to do anything with, but advised they would send it up to an unknown specialized unit within CPS. Advised that she suspected something may be happening to her 4-year-old daughter. Blank, the daughter of the child and her father, Cordero CJ. Child stated that her and Cordero has 50-50 custody agreement, custody exchange between the parents. Place everything Thursday in parking lot of Henderson Police Station. Look at it. So she's accusing that he did something to the baby, and blank stayed with their father Cordero CJ for a week, and they stay with the mother. On November 27th of 2023, blank stated that upon taking custody of children, she observed rashes all over her body that were not there previously. Document the marks on the body via photos. Mother and grandmother was advised by blank, by people, whomever, the child, that her vagina was hurting. The child said that her vagina was hurting. Child stated that she began video recording. While asking the question, she asked who touched her. Child, her in that area. Child said whomever touched her in the area told her that the child, it was the kid, something-year-old daughter. Child asked her where she touched her. The baby asked her where she touched her, which she pointed to her vagina and said right here, and the child stated that she has been told by CJ that the child does not wipe the child butt after she goes to the bathroom. Only her father, Cordell, CJ, does. So the mother stated that nobody should be wiping your butt other than your father. Stated that she does not have good way to contact CJ via phone. So my question is, you felt like CJ did something to your other daughter. Why would you feel like only he can wipe her butt? Should nobody be able to wipe her butt at that point? Because I would feel more safe letting the daughter if I felt like he was a pedo. You get what I mean? And there was allegations. You get how this stuff don't make no... So this is why... Anyway, long story long, right? This is the reason. Y'all can go check this out. This is the reason why this stuff became unfounded. Because the child reached... upon interviewing, the child basically stated that nothing transpired, like nothing happened. So basically that's why. So anyway, Yeah, this is Kendra with Trust TV. Like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Stay up. Comment down below if you think this is crazy. Stay up, stay blessed, put God first above all else. And yes, this case was closed. Peace out. Bye.